And welcome to this VirginiaPreps.com Zoomcast. Matt Hatfield here, joined by a special guest. He is the senior running back turned quarterback for the Bayside Marlins. His team moving to 2-1 on the season. They beat First Colonial in the opener. Also a tough one to a really good Cox team in the second game of the year. And then last night at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, as we recorded this on a Saturday here, a Saturday in March, by the way. How crazy is that? On the eve of March Madness for the college basketball selection Sunday tournament. We've got high school football going on. I know the kids are excited, the coaches, the fans, everyone involved. Aeron Williams with us from the Marlins as his team shut out Kellam 34-0. Aeron completing 9 of 17 passes for 106 yards, 3 touchdowns. He ran for a score, 33 yards, did a little bit of everything for Bayside in its win. Aeron, first of all, congrats on the win last night. It had to feel sweet to get to 2-1 as opposed to dropping to 1-2.
Yes, sir. It was great. We played a really good team game. I'm just thankful for the guys for believing in me to play quarterback and getting the job done.
Well, tell me about the journey to quarterback. Have you played it much before? Pop Warner, Little League, middle school, or is that kind of your first time thrust under the fire at QB?
I actually have. I played for 2 years in middle school in 7th and 8th grade.
Okay.
And I came into high school as a quarterback in 9th grade, but back then I wasn't the best at it. So that's when I made the transitions to running back and started really to feel like I belonged at that position. But this year, the team needed me to step up in that position. I had to make it happen.
Sure. Now, you also had some success at running back the last couple of weeks, in particular against First Colonial, over 100 yards rushing in that game. You guys go into the season, you're unable to have one of your quarterbacks at your availability. Tajon Reese moves from quarterback now to wide receiver. You go in against this Kellam team. Was there a little bit of an extra sense of urgency? And I don't know if pressure is the right word, but all right, we got to get this one to keep any playoff hopes alive. And this also is a team that beat us a couple years ago. We know we could have won that one. We want to kind of get a little bit of get back, if you can call it that.
Yes, sir. We knew since they beat us last year, we knew we wanted to come out and get not revenge, but we wanted to beat them this year and prove to ourselves that we were the better team, and we did that.
What do you think worked for you guys? I mean, doesn't hurt when you got a tight end like Lamar Law, who's a sophomore, who I think people are going to start to realize he's really, really good. There's a lot of good young kids in the beach, freshmen, sophomores, and I think he's going to be, if not at the top of the list, among those guys near the top of the list.
Oh yes, sir. Lamar is a great dude, man. He's always been one of the hardest working people that I know on the team. He's always working hard in and out of practice. He's always putting in the work, and he obviously it showed on the field yesterday. He had a great game.
Mm-hmm. Going up against a really good defender too, and Kamari Copeland of Kellam. What did you guys do to combat him? Because he was flying all over the place making tackles. Probably going to be, if he doesn't have the Beach District Defensive Player of the Year, he's certainly one of the best for sure. I think he had about 13, 14 stops. Was part of the game plan not to give him chances to kind of disrupt you guys? And what was working for you offensively?
Well, we knew we wanted to run the ball, and it seems like we did so pretty successfully. And we knew that in the past game, we wanted to kind of simplify things since it has been a while since I've played quarterback. We just wanted to work on quick 3-step drops, get the ball out, and it worked pretty well.
Yeah, when your first pass is a touchdown, I know it's only a 3-yarder, just a little short dump off. Does that kind of make you exhale a little bit? Like, all right, this is not going to be so complicated. You're not sitting there with a big rush in your face, 3rd and 20, bullets flying at you.
Yes, sir. It was definitely a big confidence booster. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous at the beginning of the week, but we kept working throughout the week, kept progressing, kept improving, and it showed. And that first touchdown pass, that was definitely a big confidence booster for me.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of talk about a number of different teams in the beach. Certainly Salem, because they have the longest winning streak. They're unbeaten. We know about Ocean Lakes, who's been very good. Green Run, Princess Anne, they're full of talented underclassmen and guys going to the next level, even some schools in the ACC. I think Bayside's kind of been under the radar to a degree, and you guys didn't have the best of seasons in 2019. What's kind of been the thought in the offseason here, and really an offseason where you didn't have your typical practices, scrimmages to get ready for a season, kind of keeping the fingers crossed that you do get to play?
Yes, sir. Honestly, our biggest focus in the offseason was really mental, playing well as a team and as a unit, and having each other's backs, and really playing for each other. And we have really definitely, that's been a big area that we've improved on this year, and we just look a lot better as a unit.
What's this do for the upcoming game? You got Lancetown next. I know they had a setback against Kempsville, and they're missing a starting quarterback for them. But certainly another team that beat you guys the last time you went on the football field. Actually beat you the last few times, I think Lancetown has, to get a chance to go to 3-1 now. And all right, whether we get to the playoffs or not, I mean, you guys got to feel like you're starting to be going in the right direction.
Yes, sir. We definitely have a lot of momentum going. Despite the loss to Cox, this was a huge bounce back week for us, and I think this gave us a lot of confidence going into next week against Lansdowne.
Tell me about you're a senior. What's kind of the outlook for you playing at the next level? I mean, we know you didn't get a lot of the blue chip offers, but do you have aspirations and hopes to play college football? And if so, anybody showing some interest right now?
Yes, sir. Of course. Right now, it's looking like I'm going to Christopher Newport. I'm actually committed to go to Christopher Newport.
Okay.
So, it's going to be fun, go over there and play football for Coach Link.
Yeah, he's done a great job there. And I guess that one had to sting when you hear a couple of your future teammates from Cox. We got Dylan Hauser over there, the quarterback, and Corey Hunter. They went up to you, but you'll be teammates soon enough.
Yes, sir.
Sure. What was it? Did you like the opportunity to play close to home? Was that something that sold you about their program, or?
Yeah, it's definitely a big thing for me. I'm a big homebody. I love being around my family. Getting to play, pretty close, about 30, 45 minutes away. It's a big thing that helped me decide.
Mm-hmm. Was it, going into your last year of high school football, we saw this with some of the basketball athletes in the winter and other sports, be it wrestling, track. Take me through your process. You're going to stay grinding, putting in the work in individually, and then when you can have some of the socially distanced and safe team activities, how did you kind of handle this whole pandemic the last year of not having your normal routine?
It was definitely weird, having to, because my mom was real strict about the pandemic, and she didn't want to risk anything. So I was really a lot of just going out to the field, working out by myself, staying motivated to do so, and just keep getting faster, stronger. So when the season finally came, I was prepared.
What's it like on the football field? I asked this to some basketball players a couple months back, not having the packed houses, crowds. We know when you get some of these rivalry games like a Bayside and a PA or a Bayside and a Green Run, it can be a, standing room only type of situation along the fence. What's it like having just a minimal crowd of 250 or less out there? Does it really affect you guys at all? And do you notice it? Do you pay much attention to it? Or are you just so locked in the zone that you block it out and avoid all the distractions, if you will?
I say before the game, you definitely notice it. You start looking around and see, last year we had packed crowds, and now there's, little to no fans. But once you get in the game starts going, you kind of get lost in it, and, you just start to stay locked in on the game, and you kind of forget about it.
Mm-hmm. Last one before we do some rapid fire, some fun ones, 10 fast on your feet questions and let you run here, Aeron. And we know you can run, as we've seen so far through a couple of games this year. What are you looking to do to finish up this season and kind of leave your legacy and accomplish? Everybody says, I want to win a state championship. I want to get this player of the year, do this. What do you want to do these last, week to week, things can change. A team can go on pause. There's been a couple on the beach and around Hampton Roads that have had that. What are you looking to get out of these last few weeks, going to be a month plus of the high school football experience before you head on over to CNU?
Yes, sir. It may be cliche because you just said it, but a state championship, that's always the end goal. We have an excellent team this year. We're better, physically and mentally, and I think this could be the team that could go all the way.
Well, he's certainly driven to help the Marlins get some more W's. It's Aeron Williams at Bayside High School. Before we let him dash off and get whatever chores he's got to get done or homework. You don't have any homework this week, do you?
No, sir.
Okay, good. You got all that stuff done. It's a little bit different, I imagine, school-wise, too, with the virtual, although I know they're bringing some kids back to the building. You ready to play some rapid fire with us?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Aeron Williams of the Bayside Marlins, the standout for last night's shutout win, the first for Bayside over Kellam since 1993. You weren't born back then, were you? 1993? Were you born back in 1993? I don't think you were.
No, sir.
Yeah, I didn't think so. All right, first question. That wasn't it, by the way. Best TV show you've watched in the past year during quarantine. What's been the best TV show you've seen?
I've actually become a big anime nerd, so I'm gonna say Naruto.
What is it called?
Naruto.
See, that's not in my watch list here. What's your favorite movie? Either pre-pandemic, post-pandemic, well, not in post-pandemic or current pandemic. What's your favorite movie?
I'm gonna say The Dark Knight Rises. I'm a big comic book nerd too.
Okay. Dark Knight Rises. All right, next up, late night snack. What are you eating when you got the food craving? I'm on a diet, so I can't be eating all these junk food like I used to. But what are you eating late night snack?
Honestly, my go-to has always been like fruit cups or little fruit cups, the mixed fruit. Those are great.
That's not bad. That's healthy. I can eat that, I think. What's your hype song before a game? Pre-game, what are you listening to get you fired up?
I listen to a lot of things. I was listening to just some Biggie, some J. Cole, Kendrick, a lot of that.
Okay. Fastest player on the team, excluding yourself. You can't put yourself in this, although I guess you could choose yourself if you included everybody on the team here. Take yourself out of the mix. Who's the fastest guy on the Bayside Marlins?
I'm gonna say Kayshawn, number 11, the one who got the punt return.
He did. Kayshawn Hawks, 67 yards, I think it was, to the house against Kellam on Friday night. All right, what Bayside football coach are you picking in a foot race? You had them all line up and race each other. Who wins it?
Oh man, You
can't pick Coach White. He's getting a little old.
In their prime.
What's that?
Are we talking currently or in their prime?
Well, you can go both. Is the answer different for current and prime?
I think so. So currently, I'm gonna say Coach Mayfield.
Okay.
But in his prime, I want to say Coach Glover.
Jaquan Glover, who used to play quarterback and then went to Liberty. He's your offensive coordinator, and I think it's Curtis Mayfield, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there's the answers to two different ones there. Who finishes last in the race, whether it's current or past? Don't worry, they won't hear it. We'll mute this part out when it gets played back later.
I want to say Coach Griff, but that's just because he's the oldest.
Okay.
No knock against him.
Okay, no knock on him. Still got mad love for Coach Griff. A few more for you. Favorite sport other than football is what?
Basketball.
Okay. Did you play basketball much?
When I was young, but once I got into football, I kind of focused on that.
Understand. Last two for you. Who does the best Coach White impersonation on the team?
I'm gonna say Devin Jones.
Devin Jones. All right. And lastly, you sound like you're getting it done in the classroom. Got a pretty good GPA. I'm just suspecting that. What's the hardest subject in school?
Math. It's always been math.
Really? Okay. Well, he better brush up on the math because he's putting up numbers, rushing and passing now for the Bayside Marlins. That's Aeron Williams. His team will be back in action on Friday night against the Lansdowne Eagles. Best wishes to you as you try to get the team to 3-1, and stay safe, all right?
Yes, sir. You too.
Thank you so much.